area of trapezoids video. So some quick reminders about trapezoid. Trapezoid is a four-sided figure. It has exactly one pair of parallel lines. So a trapezoid has two bases. So in this case, the top is the base, the bottom is the base. They are parallel. So here's your definition. And to label this, we put these little arrows on the top and the bottom saying that those two are parallel. They would go on forever and never touch. Now the left side and the right side are not parallel. So that's important that you know that. But in this case, they are equal. This left side and this right side are equal. So it has two sides that are equal. So a shape that has two sides that are equal is called isosceles. Make sure you say that correctly. Isosceles. So spell that correctly as well. That is a funny word. That is not what you're used to spelling. So spell that. And then it's telling you that two sides are equal. You can have an isosceles trapezoid, meaning these little marks say that this line and this line are equal. Or you could also have an isosceles triangle. Same concept. Okay, for today we're talking about trapezoids. So isosceles trapezoid means this left and right side are the same, the top and the bottom parallel. Our job though is to find the area of these guys. So if you take a look, there's a formula for finding the area of trapezoids, but if I look at this, I see a triangle here, right? So you can see a triangle there. And since this side is the same as this side, couldn't I just make another triangle over here? Yeah, I sure could. So I've got base and height. So base is 2 kilometers, 2 kilometers. The height is 12 kilometers. Quick reminder, why do we know that these two are the height? Because they create a right angle. The base and this dotted line are perpendicular. Since they create a right angle, I know that I have height. So take a look what I have. I have a triangle here, I have a triangle here, and then I have a rectangle in the middle. So we know how to find the area of all three of those things. So we're going to find the area, and we're going to add those three areas up. So I'm going to shade these in so you know, so you can see what we're up to. You don't have to do that on yours. Let's start with the rectangle first. So like an excellent student, I write my formula down, and then I'm going to substitute into that formula. So I know that the base is 15, the height is 12. There you go. I'm going to break down the 12. I'm going to say 15 times 10 is 150, and 15 times 2 is 30. 30 and 150 is 180. So 180 is the area of the rectangle. So I'm going to put it right inside there. Now I got to figure out the triangles. So just like you found area triangles before, here's your formula. Excellent students, write the formula down first, even though your teacher already did it for you. Lucky you. I'm going to substitute. So the base is 2, the height is 12. You can do either one, half of 2 or half of 12. You just can't do half of both. I guess I cut the 12 in half. I usually cut the bigger one in half. And so we're saying that the area of a triangle is 12. So I'm going to fill that in. So I got a 12 over here and 12 over here. So what do? We took the trapezoid, we broke it down into 3 pieces that we know how to handle. Triangle, rectangle, triangle. Now we're just going to add the 3 up. So I'm adding 180 plus 24. Where am I getting the 24 from? I'm adding both triangles in and getting 204 square kilometers. That is the area of that trapezoid. Feel free to rewind, go back. If you missed something, if something didn't make sense, if you didn't understand, if I went too fast, go for it. Otherwise, flip. Here's another trapezoid. Looks a little different. You've got kind of your right angle right here. But I still want to break it apart into 2 shapes that'll make some kind of sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a height right here. You would agree that this side and this side are going to be the same anyway, right? So what I see here is a triangle and a don't you dare say square, a rectangle. This is definitely a rectangle. So since I see a triangle and a rectangle, I can find the area of each one. So I'm showing you that the base is 8. You would agree that if this base is 8, this base must be 8, right? Well, that's easy for the rectangle. What about for the triangle? Write down what you think the base of the triangle is. I'm going to put the base of the triangle as 4. Where am I getting that from? Well, the base of the whole trapezoid is 12. All the way across is 12. So if I know that this top base is 8, then the bottom base must be 8. Well, what's left over out of 12 from the 8 to the end of this is 4. That's where that 4 is coming from. We know the height is 6, that's easy. So I can now find the area of this triangle. So I write my formula down. Why don't you stop the tape right here and go and solve the triangle. So base and height substituted in. 12 centimeters is the triangle. Okay, so now we're going to figure out the rectangle. So I'm writing my formula down, stop the tape, and go figure out the area of the rectangle. So substitution, and I get 48. So the area of the rectangle is 48. To finish up the area of the trapezoid, I want to add those two up. 48 and 12 gives me 60 centimeters squared. So that's area of trapezoid. What did we do? We broke the trapezoid into shapes that we could find the area of and added those shapes together. Remember, you can always go back, rewatch the videos, write down your notes, ask questions in class. Okay.